When I was young, I had a dream. A dream that I was in a house where the walls were all barbed wire, and meshed in with the barbed wire were little fetuses. They looked like chewed up Captain Crunch, chewed up peanut butter crunch. And they were all over the place. Little tiny half-formed hands and feet and heads, all gelatinous and filled with the beginnings of veins. And then the walls fell down and there was a little mining cart, and I took off my clothes and I got into the mining cart, and it started moving along a track, an invisible track, and I saw animals, rhinos and zebras and lions and dogs and horses and sheep, all with their limbs removed, all floating in midair. No blood, no sign of discontent, just limbless, floating animals. As the cart moved further, I saw a bunch of Nazis, Hitler and two of his subordinates, sitting there. They were standing around with little styrofoam coffee cups, just chatting, around the water cooler, like any other guys at work. And I didn't really think anything of it. And then, as we progressed a little further down, the cart moved a little further down, and finally I was taken into a room. Finally I reached a chamber where Satan himself was waiting there, like 8 feet tall, and he was naked, had a big huge cock like the size of my arm, just dangling down. And the cart tipped over, and like my ass was facing him, right? And he starts to go like he's gonna fuck me. But instead, as soon as his cock touches my ass, he disintegrates. And part of me knows it's because I'm so evil that even the devil couldn't touch me. Weird fucking dream, huh? I had that when I was about 12. I wonder how that works exactly. Dreams are strange things. I've had quite a few over the years. We used to have those falling dreams like everyone else has, but I didn't just fall endlessly. I usually landed in mine. Usually I was falling with my bed. I remember the whole bed was falling with me, and then I'd land and I would just feel kind of a little jolt. But I'd be fine, I remember one dream, I was run over by a car. My body's totally fucking mangled. My head's smashed under the tire. My brain's spattered all over the cement. And I came back as a flower, a little daisy, poking out of the cement in the sidewalk, and just experiencing the world as a flower. Just kind of swaying in the breeze, and that was peaceful. It was a really peaceful dream after that one act of violence, that horrible, terrifying, heart-pounding, gut-wrenching moment of, seeing and feeling my body being torn apart in a single instant. That was horrible, but being reborn as that flower. Just really nice. I'm a daisy. Very strange things, dreams. Had this one dream. I was walking down an alleyway with some friends, and we came upon this gate. We got to the gate, and outside of the gate was a forest full of those spooky, haunted house-looking trees. You know, you always see them around the Transylvanian castle. No leaves, nothing, just kind of these terrible, gnarled branches that kind of look like claws, like they're clawing at the sky, trying to capture the clouds or something. And someone walked up to me when we crossed the gate. It was a mugger. It wasn't really a mugger because he didn't ask for any money. He just walked up to me, put a gun right here, blew my fucking brains out. I woke up in that instant. Not the instant that I was about to die. I woke up the instant after I died. I've never had a problem dying in my dreams. I guess a lot of people never die in their dreams. I die in mine all the time. Maybe that's why I don't fear death so much. I've already experienced it quite a few times now. What color shall we choose now? How about a purple? I like that. I've always thought purple suited me for some reason. Another dream I had when I was a kid. I don't remember the specifics, but my friends and I were walking down a highway made of glass. It was this beautiful glass highway suspended in midair with only blackness around it as far as the eye could see. And we were trying to get to this city. And somehow or another, I got caught on a horse's reins, and my foot was caught in the horse's reins, and it started galloping away. And as it galloped, it smashed the glass. And as it smashed the glass, you know, where the horse's hoofs had just smashed the glass, my back was going. And so, as it was dragging me along, I was having shattered glass lodged into my back, all over my flesh, and flying all over me, really. And I could feel it. I could really feel it. Really feel it very, very intensely as I was sleeping. I could feel it in my back. And not a slight feeling, it's just a very powerful feeling of the glass being lodged in my back. When I woke up, my back was in very serious pain all over. It was not a muscle pain, it just really felt like my back had been shattered by glass. Very scary stuff. Just goes to show you the power of the mind. Not a mark on me, but my back felt shredded. Don't like that. How about gray? No. Black? No, it just looks normal. Flesh tone? No. How about a pink? Looks the same as the purple. Ah, there's a deeper one. Another kind of green. There was another dream. I remember once I had a dream I was on a flying carpet, flying through a haunted house. And then, underneath the carpet, I just felt a single finger just poke me from underneath. And I really felt it. I really felt that finger just poke, because I sleep on my stomach. So, poke, poke. I just felt it right there. And I woke up, and I was terrified. Woke up once when I was at had this house in the middle of the woods once. A very frightening place. Let's go back to yellow. This house in the woods, very in the middle of the woods. I mean, spooky house. Very weird design, very strange architecture. Fuck with your mind. A lot of stuff wrong with the house. It was very poorly lit in some places. There was really weird angles. It was a house full of really odd angles that really was kind of distressing on some weird psychological level. I remember I woke up one night, middle of the night, and I had my first hypnopompic hallucination. Hypnopompic hallucination, and I saw at the edge of my bed an entity, very strangely featured entity, and it did the thing. Have you ever seen the movie Dark City, where they do the little wave, sleep, and then the people sleep? It did that. It went like that, and I just tilted my head back. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to deal with this. Went right back to sleep. Woke up in the morning scared shitless. I don't know how I fucking got back to sleep after seeing something like that. Next time I saw it was about a month later, and I jumped at it. I jumped to fucking grab the thing, because I told myself, if that thing's ever in my fucking room again, I'm going to grab it. Because at the time, I didn't think that I could possibly hallucinate something that vivid. I thought I must have seen something real. So I jumped and I tried to grab it, and it vanished in my hands. Then I looked up and I saw its head floating above me, smiling. Just the head, floating in the air, disembodied. Its face was covered in these weird tribal tattoos, and it had big long eyelashes, and it smiled. Very, very strange. Only saw it once since then, a while ago. When I woke up in the middle of the night, me and my brother were sharing a bunk bed at the time, twin-sized bunk bed, not a little kid's bunk bed. It was a respectable-sized bed. When I woke up, I was on the top bunk because for some reason we didn't see the fallacy in having a 320-pound person on the top bunk and a little skinny guy on the bottom one. Opened my eyes and I saw it staring at me right there, so I, of course, threw a punch at it, and of course, and then it kind of like actually like actively like went back like this. It didn't walk backwards, it just floated backwards, and then poof, it hit the wall, and it kind of had a weird little mist thing go on, like where it poof, it kind of dissipated as it hit the wall like a bunch of smoke. Never did like that fucking thing. Strange thing is, I never had trouble getting back to sleep after I fucking dealt with it. Just that weird. Have lots of dreams. Look like Papa Smurf. I never have wet dreams, never at all. I do have wet nightmares, dreams that are sexual in nature, but kind of not really positive dreams. Sometimes I dream I'm in a mall or a public place of some kind, and I meet some very pretty young girls that I want to fuck. And they take me into some back room, and I pull down my pants, unzip my zipper, pull out my cock, and I find that it's deformed in some way, like, you know, it's all twisted and mangled and stuff, and they all gather around and laugh. That's not pleasant at all. I'd take getting hit by 1,000 cars before dealing with that shit. had a dream that there was a bunch of Mongolians trying to attack my school, and they were all sucked up into a tornado. Don't remember much about that one. But that image couldn't leave you, you know. Mongolians getting sucked into a tornado was just too distinctive to forget. Even if I don't remember the context of it. A lot of times there is no context. I remember one time I dreamed I was Super Mario, and I was in the supermarket. Super Mario in the supermarket. And for some reason, someone was trying to shoot me with an AK-47, and I was running from them. And as they were shooting at me, you know, it was really cool because it was a really cool, vivid sequence where they're shooting at me, and there's a bunch of milk cartons behind me, and the milk is all spilling out of the whole bullet holes and everything onto the floor. It's a very, very strong image. Then I escaped and I ran down the street. And that same night, I guess I had Super Mario on the brain for some reason. That same night, I dreamed I was Yoshi, and you know how Yoshi swallows his enemies, and then he lays the eggs. I had a dream that was kind of the reverse, kind of a weird reverse of that, where I went around and I had these Yoshi eggs, and I was like, I don't know if I was Yoshi or if I just had Yoshi eggs or what, but I remember I was going around and I was sticking up people's asses for some weird reason, just I guess for amusement. Just walk up to people and shove an egg up their ass, and just like, ooh, which is kind of arousing, I guess. Very interesting, at least interesting, amusing if not arousing, and arousing if not amusing. So there you go. I guess I've probably been talking a while now. I feel like there's something I'm trying to get to the core of here, but I'm not getting quite to it. Something I'm trying to communicate, and I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to be. Ah, well. Amazing Atheist. Peace out.